I'm Mike Bredner, and this is Capitol Views, and we're here today with House Speaker Mike Chenault, who is in his third consecutive term as Speaker of the House, perhaps the tyrant, the master of the House, maybe. So Mike, you've been Speaker now for your third year. I mean, what's the best approach to being Speaker?
You know, I think the best approach of being Speaker, Mike, and you probably know from a little bit of history yourself, and that's to be there to help your members. And, you know, I think that's one reason why that I've been Speaker as long as I have, is I have the ability to not only work across party lines, but also work and try to get legislation passed that, you know, my members think is important.
Speaker for the whole House. I mean,
correct.
You're not the Speaker. Yeah. For the majority. I mean, you have to protect minority interests,
yep.
or minority rights.
And we do. And, you know, there's times when we stand up for the minority and times we stand up for the majority. So that's the job and that's what it entails.
But you're not a paramilitary leader. I mean,
no.
You can't, but these people got elected on their own.
Sure, so. They were elected by their constituents to represent their interest, and each of them come with a different point of view. Each of them come from a different background and a different different set of life circumstances, and you have to figure out how to work within the things that you have in order to be able to accomplish some of the legislation and some of the other things that need to be done in the legislative session.
You know, discussion on the House floor is about things that are specifically before you. They're the bills and the amendments and so on, but, you know, the discussion in caucus is different. I mean, that's where you get to talk to people and finesse an issue and explain issues. And
well, you know, there's probably a lot of misconception on caucus, but certainly caucus gives us the ability to really talk about how we move legislation. And you know, we don't specifically talk about too many bills other than the operating budget and the capital budget, but you know, and those are the big things that, by Constitution, that we need to complete.
Well, it seems like one thing that's different than when I was there, and most people until not too long ago, is that the capital budget now is every year, it seems like. Where it used to be like every other year. It was sort of the election year, the capital budget was up, and of course everybody likes the capital budget.
Well, and all of Alaska likes the capital budget. It helps complete projects in communities. And, you know, one thing it does is it helps keep property taxes lower in the bigger communities because, you know, they do have taxpayers there. And so, you know, the capital budget is basically based on the amount of money that we have and what we think is the appropriate amount to spend. Not only, and I don't look at the wants of Alaska, I look at the needs of Alaska. And we certainly don't have the money to take care of every need. But as long as we take that money and spread it around and try to address a majority of the needs, I think that Alaskans benefit from it.
Well, on the other side of that, we also have our specific state needs. We got to keep up our own maintenance. We have to keep our highways up and so on. So that's people don't realize that's a major component of equipment replacement.
Sure. You start looking at ferry replacements for southeast here and the coastal communities. and there's a pretty good chunk of change that gets spent there. It's no different than road maintenance, whether it's winter or summer road maintenance or construction across any of the other parts of the rail belt and villages and communities.
You see a lot of the municipal projects, or, you know, that you'd think that for the really tax-healthy communities, you know, I mean, they maybe should be, they're going to have to maybe drift more towards taxpayer support, and the state refine itself to more durable, you know, other kinds of projects.
Well, and I think so, but I think that too, you've got to look at the funds and what you have available, and even not only the large communities, but the small communities that have airports. You know, we man, operate, and control every airport in the state, which is very uncommon whenever you get down south and you find other places.
Well, there's different circumstances. Like in Anchorage, we have two big hospitals, plus the Native Hospital, non-base hospital. In the Kenai, Cordova, and so on, these are community hospitals. So people don't think of that as being necessarily a municipal function, but I mean, it's not a technically municipal function, but it is in the community.
Well, that's true, and it depends on which community you go to. You know, I can tell you that the taxpayers of the Kenai Peninsula pay for their hospital. It's not a very big mill rate, but there's a mill rate associated with property tax there. So we do tax ourselves for that. We tax ourselves for other things that the community and the folks in the community have voted on that they want. Other communities, I think, have that ability. Some may exercise it, some may not, but you know, we do have communities across the state that don't have that infrastructure, and there's such small communities that I don't believe that we could afford that. So we've got to look at other avenues to take care of their healthcare needs.
Well, even some communities like Petersburg or Wrangell, we think of them as medium-sized cities, but to purchase a major fire truck is a big outlay.
Well, it is, and you know, I look at tax money that comes in from the oil industry as Alaskans' money, and I don't see that there's a harm in helping out these communities on equipment stuff that they may need.
Mike, we're in wind-up, almost out of time. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and good luck this session. And I'm Mike Bradner, and this is Capital Views, and we've been talking to Mike Chenault, 3-time Speaker of the House.